stage 7 of instructional design and development is actually delivering the training itself. So you're going to be asking yourself questions like, are we going to deliver this in-house, internally, or are we going to deliver it externally and off-site? So that can mean one of two things. It means, where is the training, nearly dropped my clicker, is the training actually going to be physically delivered in situ or physically out? It also means, are our own staff and own trainers going to deliver this training, or are we going to have external providers delivering the training? So let's break that down. Now, one of the things that might be better for your business, if you're going to be delivering a lot of this training, if this is something that's going to continuously come on board, you have the same staff coming in, I would highly recommend you training up some trainers within your business and getting that training delivered in-house. That's going to significantly reduce your costs in the long term over having external providers coming in. If your training happens a lot more ad hoc and unpredictably, then clearly it's going to be far more effective for you to bring in external providers to deliver that training for you, so you don't have the continued overheads and costs of a trainer's salary and having to find other work for those trainers to deliver for you. So another one might be to ask yourself, are you going to be delivering that to the whole business or just to different sites and departments? Is this training long-term, or is it just one-off training? Is it something that's going to be delivered weekly, monthly, quarterly, annually, or is it just a one-off type workshop that's being delivered over a half-day period, for instance? Is it being copied and pasted over multiple sites, or does this training need to be contextualized and readapted for every single site that you go to? So you need to be asking all of those questions. Another word of warning I will give you is when it comes to choosing an external provider. Now, as a training company myself, I don't want to put myself out of work here, and I'm pretty confident I won't, because I have put together for you a checklist that you must make sure your external providers have answered or you've checked up against when you're looking at what provider to choose. Now, there are unfortunately some dodgy and poorly operating training providers out there who promise the world and don't deliver the goods. Luckily, they are a very small minority, and there are some fantastic providers out there. In Australia alone, there are over 5,000 registered training organisations who do a fantastic job. So although the dodgy ones are very few and far between, please make sure that you are checking a certain list of criteria to make sure you're choosing the right one. Because if you do happen to pick the wrong one and you don't put the right processes in place when you're building a contract with that provider, you could find yourself losing a lot of money and taking on a whole heap of risk. So I have actually created a checklist of not only questions you should ask a provider when you're looking at or interviewing them or engaging them, but also what things they need to provide you in advance so that you can be confident that you've picked the right people. Anyone who's a good training provider will not have a problem with any of the questions that are provided in this particular checklist, and it will be a really, really helpful tool for you when it comes to choosing the right people to come on board. So again, if that's something you're interested in getting your hands on, do let me know, and that's a checklist that you can purchase.